The 872-day siege of Leningrad was a crucible of human endurance, a city that famously refused to fall, becoming a symbol of defiance in World War II. But what if that iron will had cracked, unleashing events that irrevocably altered history? And let's find the answer to the question, what if? Had Leningrad fallen swiftly, the immediate aftermath would have fundamentally reshaped the northern Eastern Front. The substantial German military assets of Army Group North, its infantry, powerful artillery, and vital air support previously tied down in a costly siege, would be instantly freed. These immense forces could then be redeployed, either bolstering other critical sectors like the Moscow Drive, or pushing deeper into Soviet territory, drastically altering the strategic landscape. Moreover, the loss of Leningrad, revered as the cradle of the revolution and a major cultural hub, would inflict a crushing psychological and symbolic blow upon the Soviet Union. This profound defeat would severely erode Soviet morale, prestige, and national unity, reverberating globally. Strategically, German consolidation of the Baltic coast would secure their northern flank and grant full control over the Gulf of Finland, eliminating a key Soviet stronghold and opening new avenues for advances or robust defensive positions further east, fundamentally changing the northern theater. The most immediate and potentially catastrophic consequence of Leningrad's fall for the Soviets would be the redirection of German forces to intensify the critical battle of Moscow. Divisions from Army Group North, with their crucial artillery and logistical support, could immediately augment Army Group Center's formidable drive on Moscow. Arriving during the crucial late 1941 period, when the capital hung by a thread, this reinforcement would exacerbate Soviet vulnerability. With fewer Soviet reserves available from a non-existent northern front, their already strained defense would face an even stronger German assault, pushing leadership and logistics to breaking point. This added strength could easily tip the balance, potentially leading to Moscow's capture or complete encirclement, a strategic and psychological prize capable of crippling the Soviet war effort. Leningrad's fall wouldn't just impact troop movements, it would savagely bleed Soviet supply lines and cripple their Baltic naval power. The vital Murmansk Railway, a lifeline for Western Lend-Lease aid, would become extremely vulnerable or completely severed at its southern access, starving the Soviet interior of crucial war materiel. Simultaneously, the Soviet Baltic fleet, without Leningrad as a safe harbor, would be utterly isolated and face certain destruction or capture. This would hand Germany undisputed naval dominance in the Baltic Sea. Furthermore, Finland's strategic position would drastically change. They might either feel secure or be pressured into deeper military collaboration with Germany, potentially targeting the remaining northern Soviet territories or the Murmansk supply route itself. This combination would be a devastating blow to Soviet logistics and maritime strength. Beyond the immediate military shifts, Leningrad's capture would strike at the Soviet Union's very heart, dealing a crushing blow to its industrial might and national spirit. As a colossal industrial hub, its fall would signify a massive, irreplaceable loss of crucial shipbuilding, armaments, heavy machinery, and optics production, creating devastating shortages for the war effort. This profound industrial wound, coupled with the potential fall of Moscow, would unleash a national morale catastrophe. Public confidence would shatter, the legitimacy of Soviet leadership would be deeply undermined, and widespread dissent would inevitably brew. Such overwhelming losses would ignite intense political instability within the USSR, directly challenging Joseph Stalin's authority, potentially sparking internal power struggles, and forcing a desperate reevaluation of the nation's capacity to continue fighting. The country's iron heart would indeed weaken, perhaps irrevocably. The fall of Leningrad, particularly with a subsequent Moscow victory, would unleash a geopolitical earthquake, fundamentally redrawing Europe's map. Germany would gain immense strategic depth, vital resources, and overwhelming momentum on the Eastern Front, potentially prolonging the war or achieving a decisive Soviet defeat. This formidable Nazi Germany would force Western allies to rethink everything. D-Day could be delayed indefinitely or become impossible, shifting war priorities or even leading to a reevaluation of their commitment. Post-war Europe would be unrecognizable. Without a strong Soviet push, the Iron Curtain wouldn't form. Instead, a vastly expanded Nazi-controlled continent or a profoundly different, ideologically split Cold War could emerge. Leningrad's fall would have freed German forces, threatened Moscow, crippled Soviet capacity, and reshaped global geopolitics. Its survival was pivotal for World War II. In your opinion, what would have happened if Germany had captured Leningrad during Operation Barbarossa? Share your thoughts in the comments.